Hey guys, I'm Tom the Tech Chap, and this is the new Xiaomi Mi 11 Lite 4G. This is the entry level, aka the cheapest model of the 11 series, and I'm going to run you through everything you need to know. And if you enjoyed the video, a like and subscribe would be lovely. So right now all the fuss is over the flagship Mi 11 Ultra, but the Lite is still worth a look, especially if you're on a budget. Inside we have a clear case, a 3.5mm adapter, so I presume no headphone jack, and we're also getting a USB-C cable and a 33-watt fast charger. Now the problem is, for me at least, is that this isn't coming to the UK. This 4G Mi 11 Lite is having a global launch, but not here. In fact, we're getting a Mi 11 Lite 5G, which obviously is 5G, and also comes with a Snapdragon 780, so it's a little bit more powerful than this. So with the Mi 11 Lite, we're getting a 6.55-inch AMOLED Full HD Plus screen with a smoother 90Hz refresh rate, which is great to see. Inside, we get a Snapdragon 732G chip, nothing particularly special there, but capable enough, along with 6 or 8 gigs of RAM and 128 storage. Round the back, there's a 64-megapixel triple camera setup with a main, ultra-wide, and a telemacro lens with a 16-megapixel selfie camera. We're also getting stereo speakers, a side fingerprint reader, and a dual 4G SIM card slot, although sadly no microSD support or a headphone jack. But with all that said, the highlight for me with the Mi 11 Lite has to be the design. I'll tell you what though, the first time you pick this up, you really are a little bit blown away by just how thin and light this is. It weighs 159 grams and it's just 6.81 millimeters thick, or should I say thin. It's incredible. You really do have to pick this up for yourself to get a proper idea of how it feels in your hand. I know the cliche is it feels good in the hand, but it really, really does. And actually, even putting it in your pocket, you just don't notice it. It's so incredibly thin and light. Although you do notice all the smudges and fingerprints on this mirror glass back, particularly in this black model, but it looks pretty smart. It's quite a subtle design, but yeah, bring a microfiber cloth with you or put a case on it. As for the software, we get Xiaomi's MIUI version 12 on top of Android 11, and it's nice to use, and with the faster 90Hz refresh rate, everything feels really responsive. My only complaints really are the hefty amount of bloatware that we get pre-installed. As for performance, well, it's fine. The Snapdragon 732G is about a year old now, and actually in my Geekbench 5 tests, it's neck and neck with the even lower tier 720G in the latest Realme 8 Pro. And so I think considering we're getting the Snapdragon 780 in the Mi 11 5G, and also phones like the Poco F3 get the brand new Snapdragon 870, it's a bit of a shame we're stuck with the older chip in here. However, it is also important not to get too hung up on the specs and the different processors, because this easily handles Call of Duty Mobile with high settings, and pretty much any game or app I threw at it. I'm also amazed that they've managed to cram in a 4250 mAh battery into this body. There must be a little bit of magic there, and I think you'll easily get a full day of use out of this, plus you can top it up with the fast 33-watt charger. But let's talk about this camera, and again, like the battery, I do need a bit more time with this to get a good idea of how it performs in all conditions, but first impressions look good. The 64-megapixel main camera is pixel binned 4:1, so we get 12-megapixel photos, although you can shoot in the full resolution if you want. Then we have an 8-megapixel ultra-wide and a 5-megapixel telemacro for close-up shots. So this really is just a very quick look at the Mi 11 Lite 4G, because they didn't send me any information about this at all, and what they did send me was for the 5G model, which isn't that helpful because it gets a different processor and isn't exactly the same phone. So I've had to figure most of this out for myself just by using the phone, and so I do apologize if I've made any mistakes. I will of course pin a comment with any updates or changes. Downsides? Well, there's no headphone jack or microSD card support. That Snapdragon chip is also looking a little bit long in the Snapdragon tooth. We're also getting some adverts and bloatware on the phone, although most of those can just be hidden in a folder or removed. And finally, there is of course a lot of competition, even from Xiaomi themselves. So it will be interesting how this stands out against those. But for now, let me know what you think of this in the comments below. For now, I only have Euro pricing, but it'll start from $299. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time right here on the Tech Chat.